Hi everybody, this is Dr. Brown. We're going to be looking at rain today inside of Unreal Engine 5. So this is going to be a fairly simple rain effect. We're not going to look at having it interact by hitting things yet, but I do want to get you used to Niagara. Uh, that's why we've been using it so much, because you're going to have a project where you're going to need to make like a whole atmospheric, like I'm going to give you a map and you have to add the fog and fire and stuff like that. So that's coming up pretty soon. So let's kind of go over the rain. So the first thing you're going to do is just make a Niagara system. So I'm going to right click, Niagara system. It's going to be a fountain. So I'm going to click on fountain and then click create. Then I'm going to go ahead and call this Niagara system underscore rain. And then I will double click it to open that particle system. So we can see right now it's just simply in a fountain, pretty easy to see. And if I click on this, this is the actual particle emitter right here. So we're going to click on fountain. A couple things we need to do. So, or we don't have to do, but depending on your CPU, GPU, you may want to switch this stuff to your GPU off of your CPU. If you have like a low-powered CPU, these particles can start to get really taxing. So if that happens, what you can do is with this selected, so I'm going to go ahead and select fountain, and then with sim target, I'm going to tell it to be a GPU compute sim. And then calculate bounds, I'm going to tell it to be fixed, and then we're going to adjust those bounds in a little bit. Okay, and that's just going to make it so it performs better if your GPU is really more powerful than your CPU. Okay. All right, so let's go ahead and actually start adjusting the shape. So let's go to fountain, and then we're going to go to add velocity, and right now it says in cone. And we're going to change this to linear, and we're going to make it velocity of 0. Let's go ahead and do 400, so it's pushing on Y. So it's giving us that little angle to our rain. See? And then this will be a negative 1,000. So you can see that way it's like shooting straight down now, but it's at a slight angle. And you can, of course, if you don't want it to have an angle, you just want it to be straight down, you can just make that 0. Okay. All right, so we have that, and it still does not look like rain. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to shape location, and we're going to change this shape primitive right here into a box. So that doesn't look better either, but we're getting there, So we're going to change our box size to 4,000 by 4,000. And now we have snow. Perfect. Except we're trying to make rain, so hold on a second. What we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and click back on fountain, and we're going to click on sprite, and it's going to have sprite size mode right here, and we're going to change this to non-uniform, and we want it to be, let's say 1 by 25, what that looks like. So you can see when they come through, they're a little different shapes. So let's actually fix that emitter spawn rate as well. So let's go up to spawn rate right here. We can just click on that, and let's go ahead and crank that up. I'm going to crank it up to 5,000. Now we can see the rain falling. Although it's falling in all kinds of different directions. So now we have to fix that. So we fixed our sprite rendering. We fixed our size rather. So now it's 1 to 25, and that looks pretty decent. However, it's kind of random direction. So to fix that, we're going to click on sprite, and we're going to type render. That's going to take us right here to where it says alignment. So under sprite rendering, it has alignment. And we're going to go ahead and change that to velocity aligned. And you'll see it, then they all start falling the right direction. Perfect. And then we're going to go ahead and save that. Close that, and then I'm going to go ahead and drag this into the scene so we can see it. Okay, so I have a problem now where it's disappearing depending on how I turn my head in the camera view. So to fix that, what we're going to do is we're going to click on the rain particle that we already dropped in there. And let me clear that. And we're going to type bound, and bound scale. I'm going to go ahead and make that 100. And now it won't disappear. So now I can hit play. Now I see the rain. And that's it for simple rain inside of Unreal Engine.